Snap-on ratchets. Have you been disappointed in the amount of back drag they have? I know I have, and I am going to take today, I'm going to get a baseline for these ratchets, and then I'm going to take one of them, I'm going to take it apart, and I'm going to try to reduce the back drag on it by using various other lubricating fluids. Y'all hang in there. Let's check this out. Okay, let's go over them first. We've got the FM70, which is a 3/8 drive and a quarter body. This is a fancy little cutoff. It is the F710 ALS. I believe it would have looked something like this, except not a swivel head. Then we have the FHF D80A 80-tooth ratchet. This is like a 36 and this one's a 36, I believe. I could be wrong. I happen to have the old anvils here because this one I rebuilt it partially, but I didn't put the new anvil in it because it was a whole lot tighter. And I rebuilt the little bitty one. Here's the old anvil. And this is it. So I'm gonna count these, but I'm not gonna, show me counting them because it's probably boring. Okay, they're both like 20 teeth ratchets. 20 tooth is 20, something like that. Y'all get it. But anyway, let's get back to it. Now we know that these are 20 tooth each. We're going to talk about the rest of them. I've got my FHR 80, which is a comfort grip handle, regular ratchet. I have got my FHL 80, which is a long comfort grip handle. And something to note about this one's old enough that this is patent pending. So I think that would be this would be an early version of this, or early version of this 80 tooth. It also doesn't say made in the USA. I'm gonna have to look that up and figure out what that means. FHR LF80A. Yeah, so pretty much this one, but with a swivel head on it. So we're gonna go through these and we're gonna measure the back drag on them. I'll put it up here on the screen. I'll also probably put it up here so y'all follow along with me. Okay, we're starting with the FM70. Very light back drag, looking like it's 3. That's pretty awesome. Now we'll go to this old guy. This is the F710 ALS. 12 or more. Yeah, it comes in at 12 or more. So let's try the FHFD 80A. So we're looking at 4, maybe 5 on this. Here we got the FHR 80. So we're looking at 8 on that. And this one should be the lightest of it. This is my FHL 80. So it's coming in at around 70. I'm sorry, 7. And now for the FHR LF80A. So this one's coming in around at 7" ounces. Okay, I didn't write them all down there, but I will give you a list of it right here. You like that? Okay, the magic of editing, right? But, so now what I'm gonna do, I've got kind of an idea on all these. I am going to take this one ratchet and I'm gonna try various different lubes on it to see if it helps. So we have a baseline on it. I'm gonna double check that right now. The baseline, I believe on this one was 7. Yeah, so it's about 7 or 8. So we're gonna see if we can improve that. So first we gotta do, I'm gonna introduce the competitors. So it's supposed to have super lube in it, which is what is in these little bitty vials. I got 2 of them. And this is a fairly brand new ratchet. But here are the competitors. WD-40 Gel Lube, Tri-Flow Lubricant, Dry Slide. Now this right here is for my motorcycle for the clutch cable. And 3-in-1 oil. This is just old classic 3-in-1 oil. I don't know how old this bottle is, but it was in my dad's bathroom. And it's probably been in there for years. So let's move this out of the way. Now I'm gonna take this apart and clean it all up, or try to. So taking it apart, it has some kind of brown gunk in it. Not sure. Another thing of note, these have, well, yeah, there's a seal right here. It's just right there. And I cannot tell you whether any of these lubes will cause this seal to swell. I guess if I did my research, I would be able to, but I haven't. So I'm gonna shut up, clean this up, and start with a different lube. Okay, here's your 3M oil. No improvements. Matter of fact, it may be a little worse. So I'm hitting over 8, just over 8. Now we're going to take it off and we're going to try this dry slide, which is I think this is a a dry moly lubricant. This right here is a PTFE. So we're going to try the dry slide first. I put 5 drops of the 3-in-1. So I'm going to do the same thing here. 2, 3. 4. That was a big drop. 5. This doesn't go on smooth. Okay, here's the dry slide. Let's get this. That first one was rough, but now it's like it's 7. So I haven't really gained anything with this either. So I'm like 40 minutes into this video. It won't show that much on your side, but I'm starting to see a pattern. I've got 2 left, and it looks like, you know, all this was for naught. But we still got 2 to go. And I've become an expert in taking this thing apart and put it back together. I'll notice got the bifocals on. Going with the tri-flow now. A little easier to apply. 1, 2. Put an extra dot in there. And it's still probably less than the others. Has a bit of a banana smell to it. Okay, did the tri-flow help us any? Nope. Actually seems to be higher. Let's go the other way. No, I haven't done that on the others, but we'll see. At about 8. Just over 8. And the softer I do, the more. Can the WD-40 gel lube save the day? Let's see. I need me a can shaker. One of those, you put it on your drill and you shake the cans. Ooh, that hurts that shoulder too bad. Ooh. That comes out messy. Okay, she's back together. Let's see if the WD-40 gel lube helped. Nope, made it worse. I mean, well, it's about the same. 8.5 is the last. Let's try it on the other direction. It's a little below 8 on this direction. See how my needle sits kind of off? So that's where we're getting at. So it's probably 8 both directions. Okay, they're all roughly the same, but there's one of you out there, maybe two, that are saying, James, you're not putting enough. So here's what I'm gonna do for you. The one person, because I've tried to do all these the same, but you know, it's hard. There's a couple of moving pieces in here, but I'm going to put all of this I'm going to just soak it with WD-40, and we're going to see if it has any effect. So I'm not going to soak it, but I'm going to put a lot more in here. This comes out rather weird. So I hope you can see that. There's plenty in there now. Not sure that it feels any different, but we'll see. Okay, so what do we got? Okay, so what do we got? Well, we're a little better this time, just barely better. 7 instead of a little over 8. See what we got on this other side. 5, maybe, 6, maybe just under 7 on this side. So it actually helped just a touch to fill it full. Okay, what have we learned? I don't know. It was a bit of a waste of time to try all these on this ratchet. The lubricant excuse me. The lubricant was the only thing I changed. And if that's going to be the only thing you change on these ratchets, on the snap-on, then chances are it's not going to help you a lot. Now, think about this. In this ratchet, here are the things you got causing friction. You got the pawls on the gear. You got the anvil against the seals on the front and the back, and whatever pressure to make them tighter or less tight. So that could be changed, but we might be losing our sealed head ratchet part. Another thing is, so there's two separate springs doing two separate things inside this ratchet. You've got the spring between the pawls that pushes them out. So they're centered in the lever to, they're centered in the lever for direction, to change direction. And there's a spring that pushes them outward on it. Well, that spring also helps push it into the gears. So there's that spring providing friction or causing friction. And there's a spring plate washer, I'm not sure what you would call it, and it pushes forward on the pawls from the direction lever. So when I turn my direction lever one way, it pushes on the pawls that way, but has just a little bit of give. So both of those things help provide extra pressure. Now, not all ratchets do that. Let's open up a Koken. Y'all come on up here. I really don't want to open this up, but I mean, I have before, I think. So see how this one provides pressure? It's completely different. Essentially, there's going to be a spring in this little ball right here, pushing outward so that when you come back this way, it locks, but it allows it to turn this way. You see that, or am I in the way? So when you turn back this way, it locks. When you go this way, it allows it to. And that's the only spring there is. I like their system. I am wondering which of these is the strongest, because this uses one spring and the Snap-on uses two different springs. Pretty interesting. Let's see. So that's got 7 pawls engaged at one time, and I think it's a single pawl design. I've took this thing apart so many times now, it's ridiculous. So this one uses a dual pawl design. See, there's that spring I was telling you about. It pushes them away from each other. And here's the spring I was talking about that pushes the pawl towards. So I'm going to try to do this one. This one isn't as easy to turn. Let me get you up here. So it lets it go that way, but it locks it in trying to go this way. This one wants to pop out when you're turning it. So if I flip the lever right now, we've got the lever providing, it's this way. So it's pushing more on this side and less on this side. But it's also engaged in a divot down in the bottom. So I don't know. You tell me which one you think is the strongest. The only thing I could do is test them, and I'm not quite equipped to test these properly, nor am I financially capable at this point. So there you have it. You know, I don't know what else to say. Leave your light ratchets alone. If you think they need a little bit of lube, go back and get whatever the manufacturer calls for. There's a reason they call for it. It isn't to sell you something fancy. You don't have to get super lube from the tool truck. You can always get it off of the Jungle website, Amazon. And I'll give you a link to all of these down there. I would say use super lube in this. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference using anything else. And you know that it's not going to have adverse effect on their seals. Other than that, look, Koken has the market on back drag, okay? It's just the way it is. Snap-on builds a high quality tool. There's nothing wrong with this tool, and 99.9% of the time this is probably going to be the ratchet I am going to, grab, even though I like this one. So listen, they're each their own. They're both great ratchets. You'll get a lot of use out of both of them. And there you have it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed week and take care of each other.